everyone. Today on That Woman, we'll be talking about mental health with my good friend
Janet
from
Life and Planet Janet.
There we go. I've known Janet, well, we've known each other all our lives. And yeah, this is going to be a very interesting episode. So hopefully you can teach me a thing or two. Yeah.
I always do.
Sorry. So the first thing, I want to talk about mental health because it's something, well, it's becoming more of an issue. Or me and my friends have more discussions about it, so I feel like it's something that we need to talk about. It affects a lot of people, and I just want to know how it affects that woman. So, the first question I have for you, Janet, how old were you when you were diagnosed with a mental health issue?
I was 16 when I was diagnosed with depression, and 18 when I was diagnosed with bipolar disorder.
Okay. How did you cope or deal with them? Or deal with, depression or being bipolar?
At the time, I don't think I was coping. I was doing drugs, alcohol, sex, self-harm. Everything was just not helping my mental state. But over the years, through writing and sharing, I feel like I'm able to cope much better, or just reaching out to people when I need it.
Okay. You said you didn't really cope with it at the time. So now that you are able to talk about it, because you have a blog now, you've been sharing your story on Facebook and Instagram, and it's a very interesting read. Can you tell people the website again, please?
lifeandplanetjanet.co.uk.
Very proud of you, by the way.
I'm fucking proud of myself, sorry.
So, the question was, you couldn't talk to anyone at the time, but how are you dealing with it or coping with it now?
I guess just through writing, I start to accept things. And I start to accept how far I've come and what I'm doing. So, and also through writing, when my family and friends are able to read this, it kind of makes it easier for me to maybe call them or text them and say, do you know what, I feel really down, or I feel really crap and I kind of need support. Or I guess through writing about mind disorders, they can read about it, so they can kind of tell when I'm getting down and tell the changes in my behaviours.
Okay. Why do you think mental health is such a taboo to talk about? We're both Nigerian, and especially in the black community, we know people don't really address this kind of issue. They kind of sweep it under the rug and say, well, just pray about it. And I'm not saying it's wrong, because I pray a lot as well. However, we don't actually maybe have a more practical way of dealing with it.
They can't see it, so it's like they can't see it, it's not real. That's how they see it. It's not like breaking your leg or cancer or having a flu. It's something in your head, so they just believe that you're strong enough to overcome these feelings and thoughts, when in reality it sometimes feels like the thoughts are taken over. So I guess it's like they can't see it, so it's not real.
Okay.
Africans can't see it, so they think, what is it? And it's not only African community, it's Asian community, any sort of culture community. It's kind of just like, well, no, you need religion, or you need Jesus, or you need help, but that's not the right sort of help.
When you were diagnosed, what kind of treatments or what was put in place to help you deal with depression and you being bipolar?
And I was diagnosed with depression. The systems in place were, at the time, they didn't obviously not give medication to a 16-year-old, so it was mostly like counselling and workshops and coping with emotions and just people to talk to. When I was 18, 19 and having mental breakdowns, the support systems I had were more along the lines of crisis teams and people who were doctors and nurses who would visit me every few days, and basically being on suicide watch and stuff like that.
Okay. So when you were diagnosed with being bipolar, were you given medication then, or was it just the same thing as when you were diagnosed with depression?
It was medication then. I wasn't given medication when I was 16, but I was given medication when I was like 17, 18.
Okay.
So when I was diagnosed with bipolar, it was more about finding a medication for me.
Yeah.
Whereas here is antidepressants, and let's see how it goes after a month, So
like a trial and error kind of thing. Okay.
It was more like, it was easier to give you medication because antidepressants can be so widely ranged Whereas with bipolar, I guess, you know, there's obviously a chemical imbalance.
Yeah.
So they can kind of give you medication which is best suited for your manic or depressive episodes.
Right, okay. So what advice do you have for anyone out there that is dealing with a mental health issue?
My
From
main
your own
advice
experience,
is
yeah.
just to not suffer in silence, because there are so many support systems out there. And it's like, it's not just you're going to go to the doctor and they're going to say, oh, have these pills and have counselling. There are so many support systems for young girls and young boys and young adults and stuff like that. It's just to reach out to someone, because it's just like problem shared is a problem solved. And I didn't even get that saying till like a few years ago. I was just like so used to keeping everything inside that honestly, once I started sharing how I felt with my family and the people really close to me, they would just be like, that makes so much sense why you acted like that, and that makes, like, they would start to kind of watch me closer and kind of be there when I needed them to.
Yeah.
Kind of felt stupid actually for keeping it inside for so long, when people around you are so willing to be so accepting of you, of who you are, and actually care about your being and wanting you to be alive and wanting you to be happy, you know? So just find the help and get someone you trust, write it down, share it online, you know?
Okay. What advice do you have for family members and friends who are, you know, they have someone around them who has a mental health issue? What advice do you have for them in terms of dealing with?
Do your research.
Just do your research.
Just do your research.
Okay, so you know how to like talk to them,
you
and
know,
support them.
you know about the condition, because all these things aren't the same. There's so many mental health illnesses and disorders. Then like no two are the same. So just do your research and just don't be judgmental. Just be yourself and just show them that their being is very important.
So, how do you feel now? Because you were diagnosed with depression when you were 16, bipolar when you were 18, and now that you're 22, how do you feel about everything that you've been through, all your experiences in regards to mental health?
When I look back at it, I think, oh my God, did I actually go through all of that? Because I actually think I can't believe I went through everything. And like I'm still here and I'm still like come so far. So luckily I can actually sit back and think, fucking hell, I'm really proud of myself, sort of thing.
I'm proud of you too.
Thank you. But then it's like, I wish I could like go back all those years and give myself a hug. You know?
Can you give me a hug?
No, not really. You didn't want to give me one earlier.
Oh well.
You want to give me a hug?
I asked you, but then you didn't want to give. Okay, alright, Jenny, go away now.
Come so far.
Oh,
so, no, what was it saying?
So you're talking about how you feel now.
How I feel now? I feel like if I was to have a down day, I'm able to pick myself up, and that to me is the most important thing. Whether or not I'm reaching out to people all over the world or the UK and they're able to resonate with some of my stories, it's just about me picking myself up and down.
Yeah.
And just not having to rely on anyone but myself, because I can realise my journey and how far I've come, you know? So I think how I feel now is fucking great.
Well, I'm happy that you feel good.
Top form.
Top form. You keep saying that. Right, okay. So, last but not least, word association. Okay, so, up.
Sorry, what are we doing?
I'll start that again. Word association. I say something, you say the first thing that comes to mind.
Oh, are you sure? My
yeah.
mind is like top form, filthy.
We'll give it a go.
Okay.
If anything, we'll say
It was like, up, dick. No,
okay, right. Up,
down,
window,
ceiling,
house. Nothing comes to mind with the word house?
everything, but it just wasn't working. I had it there.
Table.
No, I wanted something exciting.
I'm gonna give you something. Don't worry. Table.
Oh, table.
No, I said table. You have to say one.
Table, chair. No, your words are so crap. They're so exciting.
No, I have to start off crap and see where your mind goes, because you told me that it's filthy, so I need to try and take it slow.
Okay, go on.
We're gonna start this again. Because we said up, you that's why I started off with something
Could you
a bit.
fit that in there?
Don't put what I just said in there.
No, Could you pick my one? Because I think I'm hilarious.
Okay, word association. Up,
Down.
house,
Table.
window,
Ceiling.
me,
You.
Janet,
Brilliant.
mental health. That woman.
Amazing.
Yay, we done it. That's all we're gonna do because I don't know where your mind is at.
Do
I'm
more.
not doing it anymore.
Mental health. I wanted to say something, but
No,
it's
you
just
said
so much. Yeah. That's how I feel.
Okay, fair enough. Okay, thank you for sharing your story with me today, Johnny. I really appreciate it.
Thank you for having me. Is that what they say? Thank you for having me.
Yeah, okay, thanks. Bye.
Bye.
Oh my gosh, you're so funny. Okay, yeah, Michael, that's alright.